Okay, so just starting out on someone's already made a trail on these tracks out to Munros, just from Dalwhinnie. So we did two similar, which you can't really see right now, over that direction last weekend, and we found a break in the weather, so we're heading out just to try and make the most of a very brief break in the storms, and obviously the delight of all this snow that the storms are bringing. So look, it's quite deep, even just at the lower levels, so we're making the use of the tracks that other people have made. We've had a couple of river crossings so far, but we're just literally on the lower bits at the moment. We're going to make our way up, follow this track around to the first summit where you can see up ahead with the sort of ridge line, and then beyond it to the right we're going to make our way down and then back up and then do a bit of an out and back track. So I'll just...
So there's been so many storms recently that there's so much snow. So we were out last weekend doing Gilchan and Mharconaich up to the north, and we're doing the two to the south here. So we've had so many storms, given so much snow, that it should make for quite a strenuous climb based on last weekend's experience.
Not as much of a trail broken as there was last week.
So a bit of trail breaking may be required as well.
South of the summit here, you can see the track making its way up ahead of us, and some beautiful cliffs just to the right. Yeah, it's nice sort of older snow terrain now, so a lot less trudging through and making trail, and more sort of just digging in a little bit to get a bit of grip. We could put the crampons on or the micro spikes, but it's not quite steep enough really to warrant it, so we're just going to push through and work our way up just ahead. microspikes on now, so that'll just give us a little bit more grip. They're a fantastic product, very easy to put on as you've just seen. Just gives you a little bit more grip as you head up somewhere where there's a bit more compacted snow, and it'll just help to make our progress across up to the summit and across the ridge a little bit easier in the more wind blasted areas. So yeah, fantastic product, great cost really, only 50 quid for a pair of these, and I think they're a hiker's essential, especially in the winter. So we're just at another bump in the road on our way up, another summit hiding the true summit as per usual style when heading up any Munro in Scotland. And you can see just a beautiful crest of the Mhor up here. Just getting my terminology right. And you can just see all the fresh snow from the recent downpour and precipitation. You can just see how much is gathered across the edge here, forming some serious avalanche potential. But luckily we'll be following the path far clear of that today. But just proves for some stunning scenery. Truly quite varied by the significant snowfall we've had. So this time I don't have to take off these microspikes and try and climb on it in some unfashionable manner. But nice to see me a new trig, and also just now number 54 for me on Munros on my journey, and some beautiful views across Loch Ericht and across, not quite as clear as it was on our duo we did last weekend, but still some stunning scenery. number 55 for pipits. And we're rewarded with a summit to ourselves. Very limited breeze, just a gentle breeze, although I'm sure it'll feel cold if we hang around too long. But some beautiful views across towards Beinn Udlamain, and just, yeah, looks like a fun one to do next. It's just starting to cloud up now on the summit over there, and you can just see the clouds starting to build. So yeah, we've been lucky really, cloud-free summits, beautiful conditions, and just absolutely making the most out of that very small window of high pressure that built in for today. And luckily I've got to take a day off and enjoy it and embrace the snowy peaks of Scotland.
So Pipits, how do you feel in achieving 55 Munros?
I feel pretty epic, and just being able to do it in such wintry conditions with so much snow and such beautiful surroundings, especially after a bit of a dull start to the year where we weren't able to get out so much. However, we've been able to make opportunities and use these windows and get out and enjoy just the absolute stunning wintry scenes of Scotland.
Where would you like to go next?
I think Beinn Udlamain would be a pretty good one. We've seen it so much over the last week that I feel like that's a good target. But I'd also like to do the Lord's Range.
Excellent. We'll catch up with you in the next video then.
So as we start to make our descent down towards the ridge, and potentially a reascent of another Munro, undecided yet, just looking out across the other side of the A9 and just considering what we might do next, providing these wintry, snowy conditions remain, because it's nice to make the most of some of these slightly less exciting mountains, shall we say, more broader humps, made more fun when you add lots of the white stuff.
And then Beinn Udlamain when the snow is less extreme.
Yes, definitely. There are certain ones that will be, we'll need to wait for the snow to settle down, compact a bit more, become a bit more grippy before we attempt those, just due to potential for more avalanches and increased general risk.
Interesting field of snow dunes shaped by the strong westerly winds we've had over the past few days, and clearly accumulated here with the steeper side facing the wind, steeper stoss side if you like, and then the more gently sloping lee side facing away from the direction of the wind, pointing towards the east, which is the way the wind was travelling. And we can see over to our north here, Gilchan. It's southern ridge there. You see very wind blasted. A lot of the snow has been blown off into the corrie to the east. That's where we came down last weekend. Interesting snow structures there were then, and I'm sure there are still now. As we head off towards descending off the ridge.
most of our descent done now. We're just making our way back on the track. As you can see, we've just been treated to a pretty epic snow structure that formed in the drifts that have come down, which has obviously been wind blown off of the mountain. Just looks incredible, really, a bit like a wave, which is nice to see. You don't get to see these things unless you come out in these beautiful hills and see what they've got to offer. We've just got fairly easy undulating track now back to the car. We've pretty much done most of our descent. We'll just undulate our way back and keep going through these occasional drifts where we're still fairly knee-high in snow comparative to the track, which is pretty much completely gone and melted. So you can see where the wind and the melt has occurred in the hills around us.
Have a good day, Pips?
Yep, a bit tired now, legs are feeling it, especially after adding the extra one on. It was definitely very breezy up top, so not too much footage up there. And then there was a bit of an interesting snow descent where I think I got a little bit snow blind at times, which was fun, interesting, but we made it down, and yeah.
3 Munros in a winter day is a record for you.
Yep, and now we're clocked up to about 11 miles, so we've probably still got another mile or so back to the cars.